It's, you know, that's what we talk about here, the history versus people that walked around versus some higher shit. You know what I'm saying? So after we get out of the Mary, another big thing that always comes up is this three wise men, North Star shit. You know what I mean? The three wise men, the gifts, the manger.
Okay, the three wise men is double meaning. Three wise men, there's 3 stars in the belt of Orion. 3 pyramid, 3 crosses on Calvary. 3 pyramids in the Giza Plateau.
Pineal, hypothalamus.
And 3 organs in the brain. Pineal, hypothalamus, and pituitary. Those are the 3 wise men. You see, giving the gifts and the jewels to the baby. The baby and the gifts and the jewels, they are all one and the same.
Right.
The 3 magi. You see what I'm saying? The pearly gates. You see, they're going all. There's 3 goddesses, 3 sisters, 3 spheres at the top of the Kabbalah. Top of the top triad is 3 spheres.
Ketha, Bina, Hope.
Right. Pineal, pituitary, which is feminine, and hypothalamus,
which is masculine. Okay.
Right.
Right.
So we're talking metaphysical here. You know, the Star of David. The star in Bethlehem, and they followed the star. It's still 3. There's still 3 stars in Orion's belt, and Orion is the Orion galaxy, but Orion's galaxy, and Sirius is one of the stars in Orion's galaxy. The star was the star Sirius. You see, so all that stuff is metaphysical and astrological and astronomical.
Okay.
Astronomical. The baby born in a manger. The manger is the stable. The stable has what in it? Shit. The seed or the particle of the light, which they call the star or the child, is down in the gastrointestinal tract in the shit house. Born in a manger, shit.
Soul.
Set.
The soul. Soot. Set. Shit.
Ouch.
You see. Which is your soul, down in the gastrointestinal tract.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so while we here at this point, because I'm going to say the name Jesus, and that's what we're going to deal with that. First thing is like a 2-parter. Where did the name, and I've seen you talk about this before, the name Jesus actually manifests from?
Well, Walter Williams gives the name. There's no J in the Hebrew alphabet, but there's a J in the Greek alphabet. You got Jason, but you also get H, Jesus, in Catholic, and in Catholic, but also in not Catholic, but also in Spanish. Jesus is the Jupiter from in Rome. It's called Jupiter. The J from Jupiter.
Right.
The Father is called Jupiter in Rome, and Zeus in Greece. Okay. So the people who put the religion together that was coming from the Gnostic religion they stole from the Egyptians, they took the patron god of Greece, which is Zeus, and the patron god of Rome, which is Jupiter. They took the J from Jupiter and Zeus and give you the word Jesus or Jesus. You see, or Jesus. You see what I'm saying? Because there's no J in the Hebrew alphabet, but basically it's a composite figure of Zeus and Jupiter. Well, according to the spirit realm, or according to the Gnostics, that's a dead deity, because Zeus, the father that created the physical laws, and Jupiter, the father in Rome that created the physical laws, only lived for about a couple of thousand years, because the act of creation was the particular God. So his act of creation, the finished product, was the particular God.
So he busted his nut.
He busted his nut, and that was it. He's dead. It doesn't exist anymore. They say the creator. You see, that doesn't exist anymore. That demiurge thing, the act when it came out, is like the big yarn, and that's it. A bust his nut. That was the end of it. That's why the white man said it was safe to give you a composite deity of a person that did its thing and is dead years ago. And that's why I never heard from fucking Zeus or Jupiter or Jesus.
Again,
it doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist. So So to say that is to say that the demiurge energy, us niggas are still juggling it, keeping it alive.
The demiurge energy is the product that was created out of the demiurge energy, which is the ego. Just as we now, as black people, inhabit and inherit all the lowest natures that used to belong to white folks, we, by being on the lowest level and not being able to transform ourselves in a high level of society based on poverty and all types of our fucked up plight, we now are the products of the lowest form of what white people are. So the things that we have been talking about white man this and the white man that, it's not him anymore, it's us. Because we are the product, the victim is the product, the end result. So not only were we bred for certain pathologies, we have become those particular pathologies because of our lowest state. And white folks, believe it or not, because they have the ability and the money to shield pathology, they live on a certain higher level now. You see what I'm saying? Financially, socially, economically, and even knowledge-wise. They're the first to get stuff in the ancient knowledge that we have. So us now, we're the low, who are jealous, envy, murderous. So what used to be the cowboy in the 1800s, killing up motherfuckers and dodge shit and shooting a nigga just for sleeping, is now the black man. So we are the end result. Now that's why this shit has to be cleaned up. But they say that they would take the first and make it last, and the last and make it first. But if we last now, and we got to be made first, that means that we have got to be the result of something so hideous to make us last. In that particular case, we are the essence of the white man. We are the product.
In terms of his consciousness,
energy,
and
shit like that.
Hey, can we take a break real quick and come right back?
What you got to do?
All right.
I just wanted to bring in one more thing while you were saying about the white man, because what I notice is, as you know, that's where we left off at. You know, we're becoming products of him. I also want to mention how he's the biggest thing on most niggas' minds as our biggest arch enemy and nothing else. That once we defeat him, we're gonna be on Earth, and we're gonna build pyramids and shit again, and you know, eat manna and all sorts of shit and be happy again. So like, this white man is the be all end. We gotta fuck him up. He's the devil, and all this shit. So I just want to take a sidebar on, you know, a little bit on
that's that. No different than people who are molested by the parents. Of treated, not only molested, but people who have a serious plight and a real bad childhood. Most of their life, all the idiosyncrasies and pathologies that make them function and make them short circuit themselves or short change themselves and put them in what we would call a plight, a pathology, or a sickness, is them not being able to go beyond the initial wound or the wounding period of their parents. And they can be 40, 50 years old and still talking about what their parents did. I met a woman like that recently. The parents been dead for fucking so long and shit, till the parents is probably their daughter's best friends, children,
right now.
But they still wounded about that type of thing. Well, it's the same thing with when it comes to the white man. Now, don't necessarily think that whatever the white man has done, that he's not still doing it. Don't get me wrong on that type of thing. But my point here is, when it gets to the psychological level, and that's a whole nother thing we're dealing with. Then to understand the knowledge that basically he's European rule. Don't get me wrong now. I don't want to make this thing to say that we sitting up in here in a Martin Luther King's dream. You see what I'm saying? And not a Martin Luther King's nightmare. You see, that dream was some shit that was given to him by the Jews.
Put niggas to sleep.
But I do want to say that on a psychological